There's been so much going on
Sorry.
with LifeWave. It's okay. That wow, we're just going to be in the news over and over again. And as you guys know, the water machine was launched. We're going to talk a little bit about that. It's now in our. It's been 3 weeks, right? Three different launches, and we'll talk about that. But I got to tell you that I am more excited today being a part of this company than I was almost 4 years ago, because it'll be 4 years this summer. You were with us and Margaret from the beginning, and it's amazing to see where this company has gone from when we started, you know, and where we are now, and I feel like we're just at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Like this is almost like a brand new company, even though we have 21 years of experience, right? So that's the exciting thing, is that David Schmidt, we were on a call Thursday night, because once a month now he's having a call for executives and presidentials, and it's really about him talking about what is happening with the company, what he's seeing with the company, where he's going with it. And then he lets the different managers from the different countries, they also speak on the call. And one of the things, of course, that he talked about was the fact that, when they launched the Comp 2.0, that he wanted more brand partners to really make more money. And that's not what it did. So he is aware of it. He is making changes to the comp plan. He is going to continue to do these promotions to add to the comp plan, because his goal from the beginning was to make more money for the people coming into the business. And that is why we're having that manager launch promotion. But it's really great to hear his thoughts and his beliefs, and where what he wants for the brand partners. And I don't know if you guys have ever experienced, but it's amazing to see a CEO that is so in tune with what's happening with this company, that he is willing to make whatever changes he needs to make to get the people the money that he believes they deserve, because he is very grateful for what has happened with the sales of this company and where this company is gone. And he knows that none of that would be possible if he didn't have the brand partners that he has. So I wanted to let you know that that is where that man's heart is. Every call that he does with us, it's an hour long. And it's just really nice to hear him, what he's thinking, where he's going with this. And this whole thing with the movie is opening up all kinds of doors for LifeWave that you guys will be hearing about in the future, and where this is going to be played and what platforms are going to be using this movie. And already that's already causing calls into LifeWave. People that are hearing about LifeWave, people that want to know more information about LifeWave, and that's just the beginning. Imagine when it's launched, on the Netflix platform, on the Amazon Prime platform, and all of that. And it's just amazing, because 4 years ago we were just this company that nobody had ever even heard of, right? When we went to that first event, there was 1,200 people, and that was an international convention for LifeWave after being in business for 17 years. And there was really 1,000 people, but they added 200 more for Steve's team to come on board, because we had just come on board. So I want you guys to see, if you could see this from our eyes, if you could see um, the opportunity that we're looking at, then you would be so excited to go back and talk to everybody that you have spoken to about LifeWave before. You need to go back and revisit. You need to go back and tell them, listen, I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was going to be this big. I didn't know that this water machine was going to be launched. Guys, this water machine, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but in the actual ad for code of creation, it says that this machine, this water machine, can help cancer. Now, I don't know how it is that they were able to do that, but I'm just letting you know that I know in my heart that David Schmidt knows that this is going to heal people worldwide. And we have it in our hands, and we need to let people know about it. Now, does that mean that everybody's going to buy it? No. Does that mean that everybody's going to believe in it? No. But it's the same thing with the patch. Does everybody believe that the patch does what it does? No. You know, I've had people tell me it's a placebo. No, it isn't. No, it isn't, because if the dogs are having the testimonies they're having, if the horses are having the testimonies they're having, that horse and that dog, they don't know one thing about that patch. And when I saw that firsthand, I knew then that there was no way that this was a placebo, that this really was doing what it's doing in our bodies. So I just want you guys to be really excited about what you have your hands on. If you don't want to build the business, it's okay, but at least tell your family, tell your friends about it, because I promise you that there's going to be somebody in your family or somebody in your close friends that are going to get incredible benefits from this. And maybe you don't see the importance of it, but there's people all over the world. Do you know that there's people in other countries that are trying to get visas to come to the US so that they can buy that water machine and take it back? That's what we're talking about. Okay. So it's now. It is now. It is, we have to really believe that this is the moment. If you are ever going to build this business, this is the moment for you to run. And that's why we're doing everything we can to get you the information. As we find out about things, we're letting you know. We came up with that form just to help everybody so that people can see that this is so viable. This company used to be a little company, but when this company turns into $1 billion, it no longer, we will be put on another level, like with the network marketing companies that have been in existence for many, many years. Okay.
Out of 6,000, it's now 13.
Yes. So out of 6,000, we're number 13. Do you realize what that means? If we were in the top 100, we could say we're amazing, but now we're number 13. And that's without the water machine.
And within a couple of years, you'll see
Okay.
that we'll be
So what do you think
competing.
is going to happen when they total out the sales with this water machine being launched? So I just want you to look at an opportunity. Many years ago, we heard from this Asian person that said, I mean, not from an Asian person, but from somebody that said that Asians look at, situations at hardship as opportunities, right? So you see the dry cleaners, you see all these businesses that get put into your world, and they take advantage of an opportunity. And I am imploring you to take advantage of this opportunity. Don't discount anybody. Even if you've talked to them 3 years ago, go back, talk to those people, talk to everybody you come in contact with. I have to share something really quick, and then David, you can go.
Huh.
Sorry.
Like a Coke
I
bottle shook up and
Listen,
ready.
I met a lady. Right before we went to Vegas in January. And I met her at a consignment store, and we just kind of hit it off. She was a biochemist, gave me her phone number. She wanted to know about the patches. She was pregnant, 56 years old, with twins. Okay. And it was such an amazing story. And she said, I really want to do this patch. I really want to do this business. She understood the way the patch worked. She researched it. She said, this is amazing. She's been studying mitochondrial, and all this stuff. And everything was wonderful. Anyways, she had hardships with her pregnancy. And just this week, I was thinking about her because I hadn't talked to her in a long time. And just this week, I called her and she said, Carmen, the reason I haven't answered you wasn't because I wasn't interested, but it's because I just found out that I'm losing my babies. And I said, oh my gosh. I said, that is why God put you in my heart. All week this lady's been, I kept saying to David, I got to get a hold of this lady, I got to get a hold of this lady. And then our life would get crazy and I wouldn't. And I knew then that's why God had put her in my heart. So I immediately said to her, let's pray, let's, I'm here. You hardly know me, but this is a terrible moment. And I got the most beautiful message from her the following day because she said, "You were a stranger, but you showed me you cared." And I will forever be grateful to that because you called me at the moment when I needed somebody that wasn't my family, that wasn't my sister, that wasn't my husband. And for that, I want to give you something in return, and that something is going to be my loyalty. And as soon as I get myself a little bit more together, I'm joining your business just because you showed me you cared. And that's why I wanted to share that with you because people need to know that. You don't know what they're going through, and it's up to you to reach out. And it wasn't a right time for her when I met her in January, but maybe things will change. So I just wanted to share that with you because it was really a very meaningful phone call.
I'm not amazed because there's not a person on this call that doesn't know that you're amazing.
Well, no, it's not
Everybody,
about that.
everybody has been touched by your heart.
It's about you have
Please.
to reach out to people.
Yes.
You really do. It's important.
And you do that. And so I want to make a point to you guys. While she was talking, I was thinking instead of interrupting, and that was really hard for me. But the point is that when we started, we wanted somebody to have a testimony so we could share that testimony. So we had something to share with people. Since that day, we still get testimonies. People still have testimonies. But the truth is that at this point, the company is the testimony because they got the number one stem cell product in the world. Okay, that's a pretty big deal. They were ranked number one in momentum. They 2 years in a row, Bravo Award, most growth of any network marketing company, 2 years in a row. The thing is that it has credentials today that it didn't have. And we keep saying the water machine. It's not water. Water is the catalyst that carries the healing frequency of light to every cell in your body. It's the water that's carrying the healing frequency of light that's infused in the water. The only one on planet Earth patented. So it's not a water machine. Yes, it purifies water. It takes out everything but fluoride because David Schmidt said in his thing that that filter is so expensive. People that are interested, they need to just buy their own fluoride filter instead of him adding it to the price of this, which is already like $5,500 a machine. PayPal, when you go to buy it, is offering to um, give you a pay plan so that if you're interested in getting it, pay plan is available through PayPal.
Yes, so, and one thing on that is when you go to purchase it, okay, because right now we're sold out, but when you go to purchase it, and you go to your back office into your store and you order it, it'll come up, right, that it's on back order and you can get on the waiting list. But at that moment, when you go to buy it, let's say that they open it up and you're able to purchase it, that's when you pick the PayPal, okay? And it's based on your credit, and that's the percentage that the interest that they charge you is based on your credit. So it might be different for different people depending on, their credit status. That's just one way. I know some people that are putting it on their credit cards, okay? I'm going to call corporate on Monday and find out if they will accept two different credit card payments, two different cards to pay or not. And I will find out from them on that, and I will let you guys know. I will put it on the Abdo team so that you know. But the thing is that I want to tell you one
first
thing.
First launch, 2,000 machines sold in 2 hours. Second launch, 457 sold in 37 minutes.
Yes.
Third launch.
I don't know how many were put from the third launch, which was on Thursday. I haven't gotten that number, but it was sold within the hour.
Please tell your mother she doesn't understand. You're gonna have to tell her.
Yeah, I'm going to tell her.
Anyway, we have stuff to go over with you tonight that I think is going to be very helpful to you. We want you thinking about you are sitting in a spot that people would love to have the opportunity to be in. You're already established with a company. You already understand, most of you understand the This Is It Team's playbook. Um, I'm just saying to you, it's not time to be sitting on the bleachers. It's time to be on the forefront of the message. Be like that bird singing it across the sky. You got to get out there and meet the people, because if you don't, other people are going to be reaching the people you could have reached. It's happening right now in front of us. And with your eyes wide open, we don't sell almost 3,000 machines that are $5,500 in less than 3 hours. We don't do that unless something is extraordinary. B was with us in the corporate office when Meredith at the time came out and talked to us, and she, on the aside, said, "This water machine is like the fountain of youth. It has totally changed my health." And I heard that and I got even more excited because we've known her for years. Thank God that she's found something that she wants to do that is fitting her dream, where her family and everything, it's not far away from where she needs to be, and it's her dream. So thank God she found it and she's happy to go. In the meantime, we have an extraordinary leader, David Schmidt, and we have an extraordinary team leader and Stephen Gina Merritt. They understand what it takes to build this kind of business. This is an industry. This is like a carpenter has to learn carpentry, a plumber has to learn plumber, an electrician has to learn electrical, doctors have to learn. When I was a paramedic, I had to learn it. I ended up teaching it. There are specific things relating to this particular industry that have to be done for it to be successful. It's not just throwing something out there and hope it sticks. So we're going to go over some of those things tonight. They are in the playbook. We have a playbook. It's called the action plan. Everything is in there. The stuff that's in that playbook is also on This Is It Team. The onboarding, the 10 steps, the additional information that they give us, the downloads, everything that you need is in there, including what to say. You don't even have to think about what to say. Mm-hmm. They've got it written down for you. So the point is that this is like buying a McDonald's franchise where they tell you where your store is going to be, what you're going to say, how you're setting it up, the order in which the people are going to come through. They tell you everything because it's their playbook. And we have one that doesn't cost $2 million to get, with $500,000 out of your own pocket. You know, we're talking about, we have the opportunity to make as much money as you can. And it's about the sweat equity that you put. It's not about just buying something. There's sweat equity that's involved in this and the development of a team. And so you have to see the potential in everybody, and you have to help them see the potential in themselves.
And on that note, I wanted to say something because, you know, we said there's over 6,000 network marketing companies. Okay, we're one of them. I want you guys to understand the difference. There's a big difference of what we're looking at. And you need to know this, because when people come back at you and tell you, oh, it's just another network marketing company, or I wish it wasn't a network, or I hate network marketing companies, you know, we hear that. I want you to understand the difference, because I was telling David, I said, you know, this is like if you were looking at a car, right? A car is a car. So you could have a Chevrolet car, and then you have a Maserati or a Ferrari or a, you know, uh, what is Stephen Gina's? A
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini. They're both cars, right? There's a difference. There's a difference why one costs, 30, 40,000 and another one costs
Half a billion.
half a million, you know? There's a difference. And you cannot put them in the same box. You have to understand that the company that you're in is breaking records, is making history. You just happen to be in it.
And one of the things
That's
that's
the
so
amazing
so
part.
different about this company is that the owner, the CEO of the company, is also inventing specialized specific products to make the world a healthier
Yes.
place.
Yes.
Most, I'm going to say that I've been involved in network marketing since I was 18, and that company had products made for them by different manufacturers and put their name on it. I Every company that I've ever been in had products made for them by different manufacturers, and they put their name on it. This one makes their own products,
And they're ours.
and they're patented to this company only, and nobody else can make it like it because if you've read his patent, he puts it, well, if they do this, or if we could do that, or we could change this, or we can add that, or it's all in the patent. So there's no way that they can copy it.
Right.
They can't just do a little different tweak and have it. So it's an interesting thing that he's so thorough about how the patents are written. And I learned that when I did read the patent on X39. And it's amazing. The human test studies are also amazing. And thank God I am a human recipient of this. I had an event this past week.
Yes, which I will share with you
You
guys.
don't need
No,
to.
I will share with you guys later. But he
I
did
don't want to pay for
no
counsel.
no no, but he did have a little accident, and I took a picture of what happened, and it was amazing to see in a 24-hour period what happened to his skin and what happened to his inflammation. And by the third day, it looked like he had not ever even had the accident. So it's amazing. I am totally in awe of these patches. Now,
I'm
granted,
grateful, and I'm
he
blaming God and patches.
yeah,
Like Kyle said when Kyle O'Connell, and they said your tumor has shrunk and died. We don't even understand how. She said it's prayers and patches,
that's right.
and I'm saying that's what happened for me.
Prayers and patches.
Anyway, let's get on with this. We have it recorded so that if somebody wants to share this later, that they can. And let me hit my share and move on. Let's see. We want this one. There we go. Okay. I'm going to shorten this up because I can't see around that little thingy. All
I
right.
can't see the top.
We won't be able to.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Maybe there. I don't think you guys can see this little panel that I'm moving around on my screen, which has all the operating controls, but it hides some of the stuff so we can't talk about it. I want you to notice that the bottom of this stair step is the broadest, and that's also the stabilizing part of this stair. The width, the depth of this is what stabilizes the entire thing going up. And so when we do our 10-step program, the reason that know your why is number one. I didn't put it number one at the top of the list. I put it number one as foundational. And I've learned over the years I've been involved in this type of business is that you need to know why are you doing this? What is it that you want to attain and be clear about it and something that you can measure and share with people as you advance towards it and are clear on your commitment. to your time, energy, and money that you're willing to invest in this before you start talking to people about it. Because for this reason, when you know those first three things, you sound different. Your level of commitment is shining. Your ability to convince is strong. And you become somebody that's not a sharer of information, but you're calling people to a greater vision that has the ability to include them with their vision. Big difference. So please take the time to go through your 10 steps and do it, I would say, once a year because life changes. When Carmen and I started, our reason why isn't the same as it is now. And the goals that we're setting are not the same ones that we're setting now. So you need to go through this from time to time and make adjustments to it, and you'll find out. And so I know Carmen very well. When Carmen and I were dating, we used to go in downtown West Palm Beach. They had the local psychology group would come and do different topics of speeches every Thursday night. And for whatever reason, we thought, wouldn't it be interesting if we went there and learned? And we did. And after 15 years of marriage, I pulled her aside and I asked her if time and money were no longer an issue in your life, what would you do? And after 15 years, I found out something about that woman I never knew. And so things change, things happen. So I just want you to see to it that you have a structure in the 10-step program we have, and this is at team.com. It's called the 10-step program.
And when you look at the build a list, we always talk about that, right? You're going to build a list of people that you know, people that you knew before, people you went to school with, people you worked with, all kinds of people. But guys, that, people think that having the patches is your inventory, but it really isn't because your list, the people that you have in your phone or the people that you meet along the way, that's your inventory.
Yes.
That is what's going to build your business. The patches is just your tool to get to your goals,
yes.
to get to be able to attain those things that you want to achieve. But the list is the most important thing. So I have notebooks of different cities, different towns, and I keep adding to it. And we go back. Just this week, we were going back through old lists.
I called a guy a year ago. I brought it to his attention.
Yeah.
And when I called him, because I have a wife that said, you need to call that guy, he was on her mind. Well,
Yep.
those nudges you have to pay attention to because it could be God's spirit nudging you in your spirit, which doesn't make sense, but you got to do it. And so I called him and he goes, oh, I was looking for your number and I couldn't find it.
See?
And I put him on Monday night's presentation this past week.
Yes.
When I called him on Tuesday, he said, I want to hear another one. So I put him on Wednesday. And so far, I haven't been able to reach him again. But the point is that he waited a year, but he did. And his business is a mortgage broker.
Yes.
And real estate, title people, mortgage brokers, everybody in that industry is sagged down right now. It might not stay that way if the interest rate changes. It might boost up again. But the point is that he's looking for a way to make some money. And this thing is about you earning money by helping as many people as you can earn money. It's not about helping one or two. It's about helping as many people as you can earn money. And so,
and also when we get to the contact and invite, I wanted to share something about that because I see that people do this. I used to do it too, but I don't do it anymore. When I call somebody and I just tell them, like out of the blue, and I'm talking to them, I don't tell them what it's about right away. I tell them, hey, let me know when you have some time. Is tomorrow or is tomorrow or Wednesday better for you? I just need 10 or 15 minutes of your time to explain to you what I'm doing and why I think it would be great for you. And then they can say to me, well, tomorrow's not good or Wednesday's not good or whatever. We can adjust it, right? But don't just call and tell them everything about LifeWave because remember, they don't know anything. This is their first hearing of it, right? So you have to, like they said, the form, right? Family, occupation,
Recreation.
recreation. You try and find something that's going to connect with people first. All right. So then if they say, okay, well, tomorrow is good. All right. Well, then if tomorrow there's a Zoom, then I would say, you know what? Get on this Zoom tonight so that you can see why I'm so excited and do it that way. So use the tools that you have. Okay. Um, that's the opportunity sharing the team presentation. Listen, guys, you have to show the plan. I don't care how you do it, whether you do it by sending them to a Zoom or whether you do it as a one on one with them or whether you do it on a phone call with them or whether you do a FaceTime with them or you meet them for coffee, however you want to do it. But they got to see the presentation. Don't make the mistake to just tell them about the product and not share the business part of it.
Exactly.
It's a mistake. We're seeing it as a mistake because we've already had that track record. At the beginning, we were all just telling everybody about the patch. No, right now, people are hurting. They need money. Make sure you let them know about the business part of it too. Very important.
And if you tell everybody everything you know in the very first conversation, there's no reason for them to ever come back and listen to anything else you say.
Exactly. Or get on a Zoom.
Exactly.
That's why I don't tell them anything when I first call them. I will either send them to a Zoom or I'll make an appointment to talk to them at another
Steve
time.
has been telling us for a long time if somebody asks you a question, don't answer
And that's
it,
why.
even when you know it.
Yeah.
Because if you tell them the answer and they ask you another question, you tell them that answer, they're going to walk away and say, oh my God, I don't have time to go to the bathroom. How am I going to have time to study and know as much as this person knows? And
So
and so you talk them out of doing the business just by answering their questions.
So then the next step, if once they've watched the Zoom or once you've had a chance to show them the plan, okay, then you're gonna revisit, right? And see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna be a customer? Do they want to be a brand partner? Do they not know what they want to do? You're gonna have to gauge it. But we say 24 to 48 hours, there's a reason for that. Because if you let it go for longer than that, then you're letting them know that this is not important to you, and that's not the message you want to give. You want to give the message that this is so important to you that you wanted to make sure you reached back out to them so that they don't miss this opportunity, whether it's to get better health or for them to get better with get benefit with their finances.
Yes.
So that's the reason why we say 24 to 48 hours.
Plus, they already forgot whatever you said.
Yes.
They might even have forgot you after 48 hours.
Yes.
May I go back and revisit this one?
Yes.
The one that says build a list, qualify, but do not prejudge. All right. People have a difficulty understanding what's a difference. Prejudging is saying they would never do this. Well, that's prejudging. But qualifying, saying things like, okay, well, they have they have the money to buy it. They are entrepreneurial in their mind. They're very positive, motivated people. Yes, they're busy, but I see them doing a lot of things at church, at business, and social organizations in town. Yes, they would be a great person for this. That's the qualifying part of it. Determining if they will or not, God doesn't even do that with people. So don't you do that with people. Okay? It's important that you pick somebody that qualifies high for your launching of your business, not somebody that's limping by you with a cane, old and retired and is not looking to do anything in their life anymore but feel better. That's not the kind of person that's going to help you build the business. They got to have that spark of life in them that they want more. And so when they want more than what they have, that's a good question. You ask it in a bunch of different ways. Are you getting all you want, doing what you're currently doing? No. Okay. I have something that could help you. When do you have a few minutes? And you don't tell them. You lead them to the next time where you can share everything with them, like Carmen said.
Yes. So then after you revisit it, obviously, okay, we're going to enroll them as a customer or as a brand partner, but it doesn't end there. Okay. It doesn't end there because you have to follow up with them once they've received their product. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to wear it. They don't know, even though they get that pamphlet, people don't pay attention to it. And you want to be responsible. You want to show them that, hey, I am on top of my business. I believe in my products, and you want to make sure they get the best customer service experience that you can give them. So that's why it's important. Then, if it's somebody that says to you from the beginning, hey, I really have people I want to share this with, I want to do it as a business, then immediately, the moment that they get their product, even sometimes before they get their product, I tell them, okay, put me on the phone with somebody that you love, with your friend, with your family, and let's get them with their product order.
And you
Don't
start,
wait till a month. You don't need to. Some people say to you, hey, I don't want to share this with anybody until I feel something. Okay, you got to respect that. But if it's somebody that wants to build a business, you have to get them going fast, especially now that we've got this promotion going on, and we're going to talk about that.
where you started was at the bottom of this ladder. They must start at the bottom of the ladder because when they talk, they need to be heard as somebody that has confidence and knows where they're going and why they're doing this. You don't start them off at the yellow band. How many steps at one, two, three, four? On the fifth step up on a ladder. I mean, I use ladders a lot. Fireman, draper installer, I'm climbing ladders a lot. I can't start several rungs up. I have to start on the bottom rung to be able to get to the top rung. So everybody needs to start at the bottom so that they know why they're doing this. Simple questions. Most people have never been asked the simple questions as to why do you want to do this? Because my retirement sucks. Okay, well, what do you want to get out of this? Well, I don't want my wife to have to work and me work. And okay, um, keep going on the way up and get them to that place where they build a qualifying list and then you start with them with contact and invite. But don't skip all this initial stuff. That's so important to them having a good, strong business and you developing a good, strong business, and which is your goal. So contact the people, let them know that when we first started with this business, we had no idea that it was going to mushroom cloud the way it has. So it went from back when I started and B started and Ira started, it was 20, 25 million a year.
Mhm.
And it mushroomed to 660 million last year. Um, that's a lot. That's a lot of growth in a short period of time.
So you're going to counsel upline, not cross line or downline. Cross line is that if you find somebody from another team that's not this is it team, you don't want to, you know,
And
you can,
they don't have direct access
yes.
to you in that line because they can't see your business. They don't know how to advise you regarding your personal business, where your upline sees your business and can advise you regarding your business.
Correct. And then the most important thing is you're going to duplicate. You're going to duplicate these 10 steps with the people that you're bringing in. So you're going to grab them. You're going to grab them by the hand and you're going to, get them to be familiar with us. And of course, we find this on the thisisitteam.com site or on our school. It also talks about this. Okay. So this is your priorities. So I want you guys to get into the habit of this is going to be your calendar. You're going to set your calendar like this. The
Most people start with, okay, I need to call so and so. Okay, I'm going to do that tomorrow afternoon. They're available. And then I'm going to put them on the Zoom tomorrow night. And they start there. But the truth of it is, they need to start on the opposite end of the scale. Again, with the largest, most important thing, which is this is it teams building your business training. That's actually more important than corporates. Let me tell you what's going on with a company's training, because you don't need to know everything going on with a company more than you need to know what this team is teaching you how to build.
So then you're going to mark these dates on your calendar. And if there's any BBS regional events in your area, like we've been having lately, we just had Atlanta on Saturday. The next one, I believe, is Ohio. That's coming up. You're going to put those in your calendar. Then you're going to put your Saturday trainings at 1 o'clock. If you cannot see it at 1 o'clock, well, you know that they're recorded and you can watch them later. But you have to get into the discipline, all right, to say to yourself, every Saturday at 1 o'clock, I'm busy. So Saturday at 1 o'clock, I'm not going to be on the phone talking to a prospect.
Obviously, if
You
you're
know?
working, like a
Yes.
lot of people are working on Saturday,
Then you're going to watch it later.
you're going to set aside the time to watch the Saturday training at some time that same day, maybe 8 o'clock at night, whatever.
Whatever. But what I want you guys to understand is you're going to prioritize. This is your priority of what you need to be, where you need to be in order to be successful at this. So then the hotel launch meetings, okay? That's any big large meeting that might be
Open
going on,
open
open
meeting.
meeting going on in your city if there is one, then you're going to want to make sure you go to that.
The last meeting we had that was a large open meeting was in Orlando, and people from Miami, people
Yes.
from Jacksonville, people from all over Tallahassee, wherever were coming to that meeting because it was the only one in Florida and that was the closest they could get. Well, you're talking about multiple hours of driving for people,
Yes.
but it's that important that you're there because the fire of belief that you want burning in the furnace of your soul is going to be kindled and rekindled at those presentations where the leaders are.
Then you have your home meetings. I encourage all of you to have a home meeting. If you can't have it at your home, have it in a coffee house, have it somewhere, meet somebody, get a little gathering. It doesn't have to be 20 people. It could be you start with two, whatever you start with, it doesn't matter. And you do your home meeting. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We were doing meetings in New Smyrna. We're going to get back to that. We're going to schedule one very soon and we'll let you guys know, anybody that's in the Central Florida area. But I'm just saying that begins. Launch your business. Like Steve says, launch it over and over again. And if you invite 10 people and only two show up, it's okay. Then invite them again, the next time. But we got to get back to that because that is what builds the momentum in the team.
If you read in your action plan, the purpose of having a home meeting is not to have uh, another home meeting in the same place. The purpose is to ask the people that are there, who wants me to come to your house and do a home meeting for you and your friends? And so from that home meeting, you branch off to somebody else's home and you do them with their friends. And at that meeting, you say, and who of you here would like me to come and share this with your friends at your house? And you just keep going from house to house, sharing the information. And that's the concept of the home meeting. And if you don't have anybody, go back to your house and plan another one and start over. But the idea is not to be stationary at your home and thinking that everybody wants to come to your house. Friends want to come to their friend's home, not to somebody they don't know. So
Yes. And then you've got your one-on-ones, which obviously you guys know what that is. You're going to meet somebody, for coffee, for lunch, for whatever, for just, to sit and talk. That's one-on-one. the three-way calls is putting us on the call with you or putting your sponsor on the call with you, so that there's more of an assurance, because if your friend is listening to me, they might hear me say something that might resonate with them. But if you say the same thing, they might not believe you, but they might believe me because now I'm the authority, even though you might know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm just saying, use that because it works. We're seeing it time and time again. It works. Obviously, sending them to a Zoom, you know, you have to mark your Zooms on the calendar. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Tuesdays. We have the 3 o'clock Zooms. We have Australia for 8 o'clock on Tuesday night, but the Americans can get on too. I mean, it's just scheduled for Australia, but you guys can certainly get on. So there's Zooms all during the week. Mark those on your
There
calendar.
are Spanish speaking people on this, and they
Yes.
have a Spanish speaking Zoom on Thursday evening.
No, all during the week. We have Zooms now every day except Tuesdays.
Okay.
So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and Fridays, and Sunday night we have a special Spanish Zoom at 10 o'clock.
Eastern.
10 o'clock Eastern. It's called Millionaire Sunday, and so there's so much now, guys. We're really cranking, and I want you guys to put this on your calendar so that if you're trying to schedule a one-on-one with somebody, don't schedule it at a night when there's a Zoom. Put them on the Zoom instead. Pick your time, a different time, because the Zoom is going to be more beneficial to you than you just meeting with them if you don't know what you're saying.
Okay. So, and then you make your calls. Kim gave great information that her and Matt, when they started, ate dinner at 6, planned from 6:30 until 8 o'clock to be calling people about the business. That gave them an hour and a half every single night. And then at the 8 o'clock time, there was a Zoom presentation so they could get those people that they were calling onto the 8 o'clock Zoom.
Yes.
And so that's how they booked it. Now, I can't tell you how much money he's making, but more than all you, more than me, more than all of us together. So the point is that it worked. Okay. So why do you embrace the concept of duplicating and not just building this by yourself? And so somebody gave this example, and I thought, well, that's a smart example. If you had a swimming pool, the average swimming pool is 15,000 gallons, 30 by 15 pool. And if you had to fill it and you only had a 1 gallon bucket, AI says that it would take you 625 8-hour days by you going, getting a bucket, 1 gallon, and pouring it in your pool. 625 days to fill your pool. So the concept is that how many people do you really want with buckets filling your pool? And so the concept of the bucket is that's the book of patches that we have. And how many people do you want building your volume up so that you're doing 15,000 a week, a month in business volume, in profit? So it's going to take a lot of people to do that. So you're going to need to get started getting people involved in this business. And that's the key to duplication. If you put in 4 and they duplicate what you just learned, putting in 4, that's 16 suddenly. And when those put in 4, you understand now it's 48 suddenly. And it can happen in a month's time that you have over 100 people if you just use the duplication process. That's why it's taught. Okay. So that's why this system is designed this way. And that's why the system that Steve and Gina Merritt have created has taken their team out of all the teams that have been in the company since the beginning. to the number one producer in the company, 60% of the total business volume globally.
Right.
That is extraordinary.
In 3.5 years.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's not like they think they want to try this. This is a system that has proven to be very productive for the company and very productive for the people doing it. Don't think about doing your own thing. Don't think about, well, I want to get on the internet and I want to start whatever you're thinking. It isn't in that action plan. So you'll build it faster. The more people you have, follow the system.
So we have a promotion going on until May 10th. It's the double business launch bonus. Okay, it goes through May 10th. I want to make sure you guys are aware of this. I know some of you are, but what it is creating new managers. So every time you enroll somebody new, okay, and they put in two personals.
They have 9 weeks from the day they enroll
Yes.
to activate this bonus, and after that, it's over.
Yes. So what they mean by the double bonus is this. We have this bonus in the comp plan already, but we don't have it doubled. Okay. So the way it works is you enroll one person, brand new person, and that person puts in two people. In the comp plan, that person's going to make $25 a week, the one you enrolled, and you're going to make $12.50 because you're the sponsor. You get half.
So
Okay.
long as they hit one star manager,
Yes.
which is
Two people and
750 points.
750 points
So
total.
the advantage to making this happen fast is using the advanced package. It fits this program perfectly with the numbers that corporate built into the new comp plan.
So with the new double bonus, if a person, the person that you put in, let's just say that person is Mary, okay, and Mary puts in two personal brand partners, okay, so Mary is going to make $225 for 9 weeks. $25 times 9 is 225.
If she delays from her first week,
Yes, but
each week that she delays
right.
cuts down the time that
So
she
you
can
want
earn it.
her to get the two people right away. That's why we say, help them get to manager right away. So if Mary does that, she's going to make $225. But with the new double bonus, they're doubling that. So instead of 225, she would make 450 for, at the end of the 9 weeks. Okay. So this now, how does that affect the sponsor? The sponsor makes 50%. So if Mary is making 450 for the 9 weeks, the sponsor is going to make 225 for the 9 weeks. You see, just by helping Mary get her first two people. Now, if Mary gets four people, that would be that she's a two-star manager,
Right?
okay, four people, then Mary would have made $50 a week for 9 weeks, okay, which
Originally.
originally, but now she's going to make $100 a week. So that is $900 for the 9 weeks. Do you see? So the importance of this is that urgency. You have to get your butt going with this because it ends on May 10th,
The
the
Gets
double bonus.
the Gets
Okay.
came up with this saying, and I love it. Out the gate in 48.
Yeah, I love that.
So because
John and Teresa.
when we first started in this, there was no such thing as this bonus. And Carmen and I hit manager with four people back then.
In a day
And
and
our
a half.
yeah.
A day and a half.
And so it's not like you can't do it. We just called up our friends and they all said, "What'd you get in with?" And we told them, and they all signed up. The point is that still happens today
Right.
because people want to know, do you really have something that's good? Yes. Can you prove it to me? Yes. In the meantime, get in. Your money back guarantee will save your butt if you decide, in the 29 days that you don't want it anymore.
Exactly. So one thing I want you guys to understand, if you enroll somebody on May 9th or May 10th, and that person puts in two people that day, they they still will have their 9 weeks, even if they enrolled on May 9th or they enrolled on May 10th.
And the
Corporate
sponsor
is going to honor
still
it.
gets the
And
50% for the
yes,
remaining 8 weeks of the time.
yes,
So they're very generous right now.
yeah,
David Schmidt said, I want to boost the income.
yes,
So let's try it and see if people like this. And if they like it, he'll keep this. We never had this. There's a bunch of people on here that hit manager and they didn't get anything for doing that.
right. They didn't have this when we were manager.
Except the title.
Yes, but now they're giving you money. So what a great way. Imagine, guys, if somebody comes in on an advance, they spend $535. Now with this double bonus, okay, if they just put in two people in 9 weeks, if that's all they did, they would get $450 back. Not to mention the money that they're going to make on the kit.
If you have
We're
an,
not even counting that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you have an entrepreneurial mind, you see that green sheet at those green words at the bottom. How many people do they limit the manager from enrolling? None. So currently, Steve is saying, hey, let's launch our businesses with 5 left, 5 right. And if you help 5 people on the left and 5 people on the right go 2-star manager, that's 10 times the $450 to you. That's money.
Mhm.
So the company pays for building the company, not for loving the product.
Correct.
They pay for building the company and they want this company built. That's why the new comp plan came in. But people thought it was confusing and they didn't like the change. And so David Schmidt has a team of people that are talking to him on a regular basis. What can we do to boost the income without bankrupting the company?
Yes. So, anyways, take a picture of that if you need it. If not, it'll be on the recording. Okay, this is our activity sheet that we showed you last week. David did make some changes, so the new one is on the Abdo team. You can get it from there. If you need me to send you a copy, let me know. We are going to be running this.
Oops.
We're going to be running this competition. For those of you that want to participate, it is not mandatory. Please don't feel like it is because I'm not making it mandatory. I just want you guys to use this to help you grow your business. And we're going to run this until July 25th, which is that last week before August, before the convention. Okay. So if you decide you want to join us on this, David and I are doing it ourselves. So we're keeping ourselves accountable. Please send me your points by Monday so that
They can just
I want to acknowledge the people that are doing this and that are growing their business. And at the end of this whole time, in July, I'm going to total. And the person that has the most points is going to get a big prize from us.
from Carmen
And
and I.
yep. And so we'll be revealing what that price is later on.
So let's take a look
But
at this. This is about the first part is about Zooms that you attend. So there's Sunday for us, the Abdo Team Global Training. If you're on it, you can check mark where it says Sunday, put 10 points in that slot. Monday, 8 p.m. If you're on it, you put 10 points in it for you. Tuesday at 3 p.m. If you're on it, 10 points. Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Australia, another 10 points. And the point is that down here, if you get anybody, I didn't put it down here in this section. I ran out of room at the bottom of the page, but it goes the same. If you get anybody on your personally enrolled team to attend, you're getting points. So any of the Zooms that you get them on during the week, as let's just say you got 4 people on the Zoom, you're getting 4 times 5 points. You're going to put it on, if it's a Monday Zoom or Wednesday Zoom, you put the total of those points in that day. And that's what this is for, is so that you can look at your accountability sheet and see what have you actually done. And so it's not about thinking about it, it's what did you actually do. And that's where the money is at in this company now. And so a guest prospect,
So if you get a guest on one of the Zooms, then you're gonna, put the points for that day.
if it's a
Okay.
brand partner, you get 5, but if it's a guest, you get 10. You see the difference? Because they have a chance then of enrolling. And then you total up over here. I got it. You total up all this is all Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the total. And then you put the total down at the bottom. And that will give you 1 week's total of what you've done. So when it comes to new activity, if you enroll somebody for different core, advanced plus, premium, it's all in there with points. Enroll a new customer, 10 points. Um, if you achieve a new rank, oops, sorry, I'm trying to do this and I lost it. There it is. I stretch my screen. If you achieve a new rank, you get points. If your personal brand partner achieves a new rank, you get points. They're going to get their own points, but you're going to get it for helping them achieve a rank. And you can understand how this is working now. And if you maintain your rank, you get points. Let's see if we can slide this up. There we go. All right. For the training in school, if you watch the welcome video, the team onboarding, the launch your business, the 10-step system, any of those, and you went through them, you get points to do that. It's your honor system. It's about your accountability, and that's what all this is for. And then the pro system, the patch, revisit, opportunity, which is what we do. We talk to them about the patch. We get them some information. We follow up with them with a revisit, and then we get them on an opportunity so that they see what they have their hands on, and we can enroll them. That's what this points are for. And then you put your grand total for the week of all of your points. So that's this form. It's on the Abdo team. It's there as a PDF for you to be able to print out.
And I want to say something about this. I want you guys to, I, I want this to help you move forward. I want you to see what is it that you're doing and what is it that you're not doing. Okay. And this is going to show you where you need to work, what you need to improve. Okay. So obviously, if you did the school, those are easy points, right? But it's not just about getting the points for doing the school. It's about watching the videos that are in the school and learning, because that's your continuing education.
And that's going to
And
affect their belief, and their belief is going to affect their activity.
absolutely. So there's a reason why Steve and Gina set up that school. It's very time consuming, guys, for them to put all these videos, for them to put all this training. It's very time consuming,
It
but they
was
felt
set
it was
up before
important
the new comp plan, and they had to go back in and change
and
it.
they had to redo everything. So I encourage all of you to participate if you want to. And please reach out to me and let me know if you are. And if you do decide to participate, just make sure you get me your totals by Monday, at the latest Monday night, so that I have time to look it over. And, I would like to do a shout out to everybody, whoever wins for the week. Okay. And then we're going to continue this, like I said, till July 25th. And with that, ends on a Sunday. So that'll be our last week, that we will be doing
And
this.
that's the
And
person that's accumulated the most points. They're going to be the one that wins the prize.
yes. And so, let's have fun with this. This is, it's a competition, but I don't want to make anybody feel bad if they don't want to do it. It's okay. You go at your own speed, at your own pace. But we thought it would be really important for people to really be accountable for what they're doing for their business. Because if they tell me that they really want to build their business and they need to make this much money, okay, then I'm going to ask them, okay, let me see what you've been doing. let me let me see where I need to help you, right? Because I can't help you if I don't see what your production is. So that's what this is really about. And I encourage all of you to join us, and have fun with it. Okay.
We made this for us. Actually, we didn't make it. The concept came from Mark Dickey. He's doing it with his team,
Yep.
and he's had three people go executive, and he's only been doing it for a few weeks.
Yes. So
So,
we were talking to him about it because he was asking us questions. What do you think is important? What do you think I should put on it? So we were kind of working at it together. And so it works if you guys will do it. That's the bottom line.
so I mean, when you got three people going executive, you got some activity going on in your business.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it's actually increased the activity in my team by at least 50%. So, if you want to increase your activity by at least 50%, keep track of what you're actually doing.
Exactly.
Anyway, Carmen and I, we were so impressed with this. Talking about $5,500 and they can't keep them. They sold
56 because it's 50. Well, yeah, 55, 54.95. Yeah.
54.95. The point is that they've been making mistakes. You're supposed to get 500 points in your back office week one. And after that, the
Then
remaining 1,500 points the following week.
right.
Well, the computer screwed up and it gave them 2,000 points week one. And because they said they're going to give them 1,500 points in week two, David Schmidt said, just give them another 1,500 points, making that 3,500 points. That's a lot of money in your office coming up to you. And so teams are taking advantage of this and getting people to buy them. It's $1,000 in your pocket when you sell one yourself. And the points go on your team because you sold it. Uh, that's a lot of points. And the thing is that some people on the first glass feel something. Some people on the first glass actually have benefits that they can recognize. David Schmidt did all the studies. He was had people connected up to various machines, and on the first glass, 100% of the people um, had a positive result. That
Exciting.
that is not heard of ever in this kind of medical therapeutic kind of industry. So we can't make any claims. Please don't online because we're not allowed to. We have a government that doesn't want people to know that they can get healthier or make money, and you're not allowed to make either of those claims. You are allowed to say we have an income disclosure statement, and they averaged everybody in, even those that aren't working, with the money that's being made. So it doesn't look like a lot of money, but it's still some money. But when you have thousands of people and 30% of them are known not to be active and they can't make a dime and they're included in the average, that's a skewed number. The point is that it's still money and we are allowed to share that because that's what they make the company do. So we're
And
done
also,
with this.
I wanted to say about this water. Guys, I want you to take this into consideration. Any company, forget the fact that we're a network, but any company that launched a product on the marketplace and sold out first phase, second phase, third phase, and still there's so many people on the waiting list waiting to be able to buy the product. um, there's something going on, right? Especially with a product of that kind of cost. Because if this was something that was just costing, $25 or something, I could see it. But for a product that's costing $5,500, there's something going on. And on the call that we had with David, he apologized. He said, I'm sorry because we miscalculated what was going to happen here. We knew that people wanted this product. We knew that it was going to be an amazing addition to Lifeway, but we never thought that we were going to have this kind of a demand. And he said, we will make it right, and we will have enough machines for any brand partner that wants to buy it. I just ask you to be patient with us on that, because this is not even open on the retail side or on the customer side yet. Okay, this is showing up in your back office
Only,
only
and it's
yet,
only in the United
and
States.
only in the United States. So I just wanted to tell you that, because I thought it was interesting that he was apologizing, because he said, we miscalculated. He said, I
If
thought that we were going to have 2,000 and that was going to last us at least a month. And, and it lasted us a very
four hours,
short period of time. So anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys that give you the information that we knew. We'd love to open up the mics. If anybody has any questions regarding anything we talked about tonight, or anything that you need clarification about, or if you need help with that, that worksheet, please let us know. Reach out to us, during the week or whatever. But we'd love to open up the mics. And if somebody wants to share something that they had an experience with their week or whatever, please do.
just be courteous and one at a time.
Yes.
And
Open up your mics, because you have to do it.
you'll have to open up your own mic because I can't reopen what I shut.